You can sense it. You can feel it. There is a palpable excitement for this Chicago Bears organization. There certainly is for the fan base. Now, to those that are going to say, this is the most excited I've ever been about a preseason game. Maybe in its own little bubble because of what it represents and the possibility, the potential of what it could foretell. Maybe. This is the most excited I've ever been for a Bears season? Absolutely not. I even got sucked in a little bit before 2019. I don't know why. I knew better. I was excited heading into 2006, although knowing that with Saxy Raxy at the quarterback position, they had no shot of winning the Super Bowl, but I knew they had a team that could get there. But there is definitely a tangible excitement. And that's because of Justin Fields. And look, we all have to understand that with a rookie quarterback and a young quarterback, you can have some ups and you're going to have some downs. You're going to have some moments that they might look really good, and you're going to have some moments that they look like a scrub. And it's up to them to figure out like how they're going to grow, and it's up to them to figure out how they take those scrub type of moments that they're all going to have and figure out how to learn from those and grow from those and improve from those. And, you know, the ones that end up being successful in the league can make those adjustments, can make those changes, and the ones that aren't, don't. So watching this Bears preseason opener against the Miami Dolphins, some of you might be looking for me to talk about other things related to this game and related to this team. Let's be clear. The only thing, and I want to emphasize this again, the only damn thing that matters about this 2021 Chicago Bears season is Justin Fields. That's it. If other guys develop, that's nice. Other guys have Pro Bowl, All-Pro seasons, fantastic. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean shit. The only thing that matters is Justin Fields. And I cannot, for the life of me, understand how, after watching today, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace can look themselves in the mirror and honestly say to themselves that this cockamamie, stubborn-ass plan that they have in their heads of we're going to sit the young kid and we're going to play the veteran with experience, Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, the Ginger God. How could they seriously look at themselves in the mirror and feel that that is a valid position to take? Because it is not. That is clown school shit, a clown school take. Hashtag Fields fucks, Dalton sucks. Say it again. Hashtag Fields fucks, Dalton sucks. What you saw out of Andy Dalton in 2 series, sure, it's first preseason game, blah, 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 blah. But you got nothing spectacular. He's an average quarterback at his very best, and who says he's even at his very best anymore? I don't understand why they are so insistent as an organization that they have to pound Andy Dalton into a spot and saying that he's the starter no matter what. This is some Vince McMahon level WWE shit. Like, I'm going to pound a Cena into a spot down everybody's throat for a fucking decade plus. It doesn't matter if somebody's actually better. It doesn't matter if somebody else actually has the ability to draw more money. It's going to be Cena, FTW, Breakfast Club business, and all of that shit over everything. To the long-term detriment of the organization. Certainly happened with the WWE. It's the damn same thing the Chicago Bears are talking about here. This is madness. You had 2 series of no first downs, no life, no anything, and even the passes Andy Dalton did complete, you're like, oh, a flat pass to Cole Kmet. Justin Fields could have fucking did that. Put him in the game. And this dumb dick, Matt Nagy, decided he wanted to give Dalton not 1 series, but 2. So basically saying you didn't get Justin Fields at all in the first quarter of a preseason game, of which you have fewer preseason games now. You would think you want to give him as much kick as fucking possible in the preseason. And sure, he came out and he struggled early. It's very obvious. The offensive line has some challenges. It's very obvious that that second and third string receiving core has some major struggles getting separation outside of maybe Rodney Adams. But as you're watching this, you're like, okay, it also seems like Matt Nagy's going to do noontime Nagy, numbskull, dumb shit. Like, this is not Trubisky. Fields has elite physical tools that Trubisky could have only dreamed to have. Good, sensible coaches structure their game plans, their offenses. I understand I want to show everything and show all your hands in the preseason. I get that. But you don't have to go so damn basic. You sit there and you customize your game plan and your strategy and your offensive play calling approach to the strengths and talents of the guy you have. Justin Fields has nice arm talent. Pretty accurate. Certainly great on the move. Certainly great as a runner. Pocket presence? Ability to process and react to what he sees? Gonna need work. But you can see in the second quarter, like, here's dumb Dick Nagy. Oh, it's a run to the left. Oh, it's a bootleg where you're just having him sprint out because you want to cut off half the field to a check down. And then third down is too fucking late. And it's like, it's the same shit. Different quarterbacks, same shit. But then eventually Justin Fields starts to overcome the numbskullery of noontime Nagy, who was in mid-season form here early on in this play calling in the preseason game. Justin Fields leads them down the field right before the half, gets some points on the board, comes out in the second half playing like gangbusters. He's making big plays happen. He's showing poise in the pocket, showing the ability to extend plays with his feet, showing the vision to be able to see down the field, make the big-time throws. Like, that's the type of thing that if you're a Bears fan and you want reasons to be excited about the future, frankly, if you're a part of the Chicago Bears organization, you want to be getting out of the mindset of the mediocrity of the McCaskey way. If you are somebody that wants to care about the next 12 to 15 years in this damn organization, and you want something to grab onto, something to hold on to, it's not sitting there and starting Andy Dalton week 1 like a dumb dick! It's what you saw out of Justin Fields, especially at the end of the first half and going into the third quarter. I'm not going to say he was fantastic or marvelous or anything, but he was good. And he gave you enough reason to believe, like, even with some of the flaws and some of the bumps in the road that you're going to have, he is clearly the best option the Chicago Bears have at quarterback this year. Like, everybody's probably going to sit there and say, well, Andy Dalton's got this experience, so he's going to help him win more games initially. Number one, who gives a shit? Number two, that's also dumb as hell. Number three, hashtag Fields fucks, Dalton sucks. I can't imagine you look at these two quarterbacks and think that Andy Dalton gives them a better chance to win games in week 1 or week 18 this year. That's stupid. Justin Fields has elite physical traits. Andy Dalton does not. Justin Fields has a big-time arm talent. Andy Dalton does not. Justin Fields has elite skills as a runner and athlete. Andy Dalton does not. Do you see, for all the things you might point to that Justin Fields doesn't have, or he doesn't quite possess yet, or he needs to work on it? And I'll talk about those things too, and already have. You cannot look at these two guys logically and think that the Red Rocket is better suited for this team now and in the future than goddamn Justin Fields. You got Jim Miller talking about in the game, towing the fucking company line, pathetic as hell. Talking about, well, they're going to take the Kansas City approach like when Nagy was there with Patrick Mahomes. Let's stop holding that up as an example of something to aspire to. The reason I say that is, all they did in Kansas City was waste a freaking year of Patrick Mahomes under his rookie contract. When you look at how that season transpired for the Chiefs, with Alex Smith as a starter, you say, well, goddamn, Patrick Mahomes probably could have done that. And when they got into the playoffs, they sure as hell wouldn't have gagged up that freaking lead to the Titans like Alex Smith did. Oh, there you go. This whole notion that you need to sit the young quarterback is dumb. It's dated. You traded up to get this guy. That means you believe he has at least franchise-level talent. You saw in this preseason game, Andy Dalton does not have franchise-level talent. Justin Fields obviously has elite physical franchise talent. When in doubt, you bet on that 100 out of 100 times and hope for the best. To sit there and say, well, we got to start him, that's typical Bears football right there, isn't it? Just like they did with fucking Sexy Rexy, just like they did with fucking Trubisky, just like they did with McNown, and I could go on and goddamn on. Always sticking to that old school belief. It's not the old school anymore, you asshats. It's ridiculous. Even the opponent that you were playing, the Miami Dolphins, are proof positive of this. Not only were they the dumb dicks that took Tua over Justin Herbert, they're a team that now, because what Tua did last year or didn't do last year, and the fact that they didn't start him right away, you could say it's because of the injury, but it was also a part of lack of confidence from Brian Flores in Tua's talents and abilities to play right away. And they went with him and they pulled it back, kept going with him, pulling back, because they had to feel that Fitz magic. The Miami Dolphins have no clue what the hell they've got into it. They could think they know, and they could believe they know, and their fans may believe they know, and they might be right. They might have something really good. But they don't know yet. It's not proven yet. You don't want to be in that position come next year. You want to know whether or not Fields is the guy. You want to know whether or not you've potentially got the long-term answer, or you might have to start preparing for the next phase of things. And the only way to do that is for Justin Fields to be QB1 and Justin Fields to be the Week 1 starter against the Rams on Sunday night. Anybody that still sits there and advocates for Andy Dalton starting is being astoundingly stubborn and moronically stupid. What the fuck are you doing? Let's hope that if they're going to stubbornly stick with this, and God, let's hope this is a Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn situation where Russell Wilson looked so great in the preseason, the Seahawks said, our plans about Matt Flynn, we just got to go away from that. Look what happened with the Seahawks. Year 2, they're winning the Super Bowl with Russ. Year 3, they're making it back a second time. You start Andy Dalton the majority or even half of the season, you're not a contender in 2021, and you certainly won't be a contender in 2022. You start Justin Fields all season, you could potentially, depending on how he develops and plays, you could potentially be a contender in 2022 and 2023. We're not playing the typical mediocrity, the McCaskey way bullshit here. We want to finish 9-8 and get a 7th seed in the playoffs so we get our shit knocked in by Green Bay or somebody damn else or Tampa or whoever. We're trying to build a consistent contender that can win a championship or multiple championships in the next 10, 12, 15 goddamn years. And the only way you're going to do that right now is if Justin Fields becomes that dude. And the only way to find out or give him the best opportunity to become that dude is for him to be the Week 1 starter. And here comes the Aaron Rodgers bullshit. I'm sorry, Andy Dalton's not frickin' Hall of Famer like Brett Favre. Different circumstance. Different scenario. Don't even bring that up. You've got a middling veteran versus a highly talented youngster. 100 out of 100 times, you play the talented youngster. Like, it's been very un-American and typical Chicago Bears protectionist mindset bullshit when it comes to the quarterback position. Remember all those years they never really bring in competition for Jay Cutler? Remember all those years they refused to have anybody really compete with Rex Grossman? They're basically doing the same stubborn shit now with freaking Andy Dalton. Why the hell would you want to go back to that philosophy? That didn't work! Let's hope to God this is a Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn situation. Or at the very least, even Bob down in Houston, as damn stupid as he was, took a look at his decision with Tom Savage in one half of the first game and said, you know what, we got to go with Deshaun Watson. I'm an idiot. Of course he was a fucking idiot because he's Bill O'Brien. But even he realized the folly of his ways very quickly. It seems like Pace and Nagy are being so goddamn stubborn and stupid here, and it makes no sense. Hashtag Fields fucks, Dalton sucks. You saw what you did on the field today. The players know too. You can respect Andy Dalton and be happy he's there as a backup and a mentor, and I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with it at $10 million and at the price of Kyle Fuller, is basically what happened. But whatever, that's done. But you're going to lose that locker room really quickly and lose games you don't need to lose and waste time you don't need to fucking waste trying to prove a goddamn point that you'll ultimately be wrong about starting Andy Dalton. Sometimes the best thing a leader can do is admit when they're wrong. Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are wrong, and everybody goddamn good and well knows it. Justin Fields is QB1 now, and he best damn be QB1 in week 1. Shit!